Hi, this is Brandon here at Mercedes-Benz of Clearwater. Today I'm showing you how to use 3 different types of models all in one. They have a similar operating system, so this is the 2025 GLA 250. This will also work for the 2025 CLA 250 and the 2025 GLB 250. Check it out. Now, given this vehicle may be spec'd out a little bit differently from yours, because some features are standard and some features are optioned differently, but go ahead and check it out and see if you have any questions and leave it down in the comments and we'll help you out. So for starters, keyless entry. As long as the key is in your pocket, you can approach the car, grab the door handle, any of them, and unlock the car. Then you touch the little sensor on the side and that will lock the car. You'll notice the mirrors fold in, identifying that it is locked for you. When you're ready to unlock it, like I said, just grab a hold and you're good to go. The fuel door on the GLA is positioned on the driver's side of the vehicle. So to open it, make sure the car is unlocked. Simply push on the fuel door and twist off the cap. There's a little pin on the bottom that you can clip right into here. That way you can store the gas cap and not forget it behind when you're at the gas pump. Behind the car, there is a release right underneath the Mercedes-Benz star. Go ahead and give that a squeeze and that rear hatch lifts up. You do get a removable tonneau cover here. The floor down here can be positioned lower like it is right now, or if we wanted to, hold these things up a little bit. All right, now everything's gonna lay nice and flush in the back. Just have to give the carpet a little bit of an adjustment just to make sure everything fits nice and even. All right, there are 2 buttons up here. This one will lower or close the trunk. This one will lower it and lock the entire car. If you want to save a new height, you can push it and stop it exactly where you want it. Push and hold, you'll hear a beep, and that will save a new height position for the rear hatch. And that will stay with the car just like that. As for the exterior, that's the last thing for out here other than the car's gorgeous looks. We're going to jump into the interior of the car. Okay, now that we're inside the 2025 GLA, we're going to go left to right through all of the vehicle functions. First, we're going to get the car started. So we're going to put our foot on the brake, we're going to make sure the key is in the car, and push the start button. All right, so we're going to start with your seat adjustment. So you can see it's shaped just like the seat in the car. Scoot forward, backwards. You can lift up if you're a little shorter, or down if you're a little bit taller. You can adjust the backrest right here. Next, your mirrors. That can be adjusted down here. So you can select your left mirror or your right mirror. It will light up in red. And then you can simply use these arrows here to position your mirror exactly where you want it positioned. That middle button will fold the mirrors in. So that way you can tuck them in if you're pulling into a tighter space. When you're ready to save your memory seats and mirrors, you're going to go here where it says M, 1, 2, and 3. Select M and number 1. And if you heard that little beep, that saved your seat position. Up top here, so depending on how your car is spec'd out, so you have a heated seat function. It lights up in red. You can continue to push until it goes all the way out. If you have ventilated seats, you'll see another button right there with a little fan, simply the same thing, except it will light up blue. All the way down here, we have your lock and unlock buttons. You have your window buttons and your child locks for the windows. All the way down here, it's tough to see, there's a little button. That is for the trunk. You do have to push it once for it to open and push it again and hold it for it to close while the vehicle is running. All the way down here are your headlight controls. So you're going to see, you can turn them all the way on. Parking lights left and right. That is a European feature. You do not have to use that. I usually leave this right on auto. We don't have to change anything. Your parking brake is here. The car will automatically do all of that for you. And for the most part, this module here I'm never touching because the car handles just about everything. Your turn signals are on the stock here, up and down. Your wipers are here, so you're going to see there's different modes. There's a 0, which means off. There are 2 levels of dots for sensitivity for rain sensing wipers, and there are some solid lines for just full speed wipers. The washer is on the side. It is a firm press to get the washers to come on. And if you're in the SUV model, you're going to see right here, we can do washer for the rear wiper or on and off for the rear wiper. For high beams, so it is a push forward toggle on and a push forward for toggle off. It does not lock forward into position like your older vehicle may have. On the back of the steering wheel, we're going to have these paddle shifters, so you'll see a plus and a minus. These are if you wanted to manually change the gears, kind of like an older manual transmission. You are not required to use those. The car is an automatic, but if you did want to change the gears on your own, you can. Next, we're going to look at the driver's display. So, very user-friendly. We have here where it says OK, and there's a little indentation. That is a touch pad. So if you take your thumb or your pointer finger and lightly swipe, you do not have to push down in order to control this. Just lightly swipe, and we can change different options in the menu like odometer, trip computers, fuel consumption, and everything can be displayed right there for you. If we push the house, that is our home button. Now we can swipe left or right, and we can pick through some different display options: sport, classic, understated, assistance, and service. Service is going to show you things like tire pressure, coolant, engine oil level, and when your next service appointment is due. Next section is down here. This is all cruise control. Again, depending how your car is spec'd out, you may either have normal old school cruise control or you have Distronic adaptive cruise control. If you have Distronic adaptive cruise control, I have another video that walks you through how to use that. I'll put the link down in the description. Right here, simply turn it on. You'll see an icon up here with a little gauge that pops up. That means cruise control is ready to be used. Then you have a set button. You can see it flashing, telling you exactly the speed that you are traveling, cancel, and a resume button. If you need to make adjustments to the speed, you can either swipe up or down for increments of 1, or push in on the plus or push in on the minus for increments of 5. On the right side of the steering wheel, that is going to tie into the touchscreen in the middle of the car. So we get another touchpad to operate that display. We get a home button, a return button. Once your phone is connected, you can accept and decline phone calls, adjust volume or mute. There is a push to talk function in here where you can speak commands to the car. I'll talk about that in just a second. And a favorites button as well. Of course, it is all touchscreen now, no more dial. If you've ever had one of our older vehicles, that system is no longer available. Now the voice control, all you have to do is talk to the car. You don't even have to use this button. It's just like using Siri or Google or Alexa or any of those other devices you may be using at home. Hey Mercedes.
Hello, I'm Mercedes, your voice assistant. Would you like to know more about what I can do for you?
No.
Okay, if you need help, let me know and I will explain what you can do.
That is an introduction you can do on your own, but we're going to show you some examples on how to use this. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help?
Set my temperature to 70 degrees.
I'm setting the temperature to 70 degrees.
Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Open the sunshade.
I'm opening the roller sun blind on the sliding sunroof.
Alright. The touchscreen here is pretty self-explanatory. You will have a phone app and you'll have the option for Apple CarPlay. Now Apple CarPlay, there's another video for that, and I'll leave that to you to look on that one. Simply, this is just like your phone. You have your phone app, your radio app, media app. It's very simple to use. For example, radio, if you want to save a favorite, you just hit the little star and it saves a favorite. If you want Sirius XM, FM, or AM, you can select up here at the top, and then you can just drag like this to select through your stations, or you can just ask the car what station you would like to play. Comfort. We're jumping around a little bit, but Comfort has a function called Seat Kinetics, where you can turn this on. It wiggles your seat around to help prevent you from falling asleep while you're driving, or to make you a little more comfortable if you're getting too stiff. If we go back, ambient light, this is my favorite part. We'll make sure the brightness is turned all the way up, and we'll go to color and blue. So you can probably see some of the blue lighting going throughout the car. Of course, at nighttime it lights up like a spaceship, and it is super cool. It's one of our fan favorite features in this car. Down here, this is your climate control system. So you're going to see temperature on both sides. You're going to see a menu option. If I click that, it puts everything up here to the touchscreen. You get a fan option, auto, front defrost, rear defrost, air recirculation, your AC button, and a sync button that links both temperatures to the main driver switch. In the middle, you have a hazards function, which simply turns on the 4-way hazards. All the way down here, we have a wireless charging pad, accompanied by a USB-C port that charges at about 100 watts, which will charge your phone extremely fast. A cigarette lighter, pretty standard. Now we have a couple buttons here. So aside from the volume button, you get a dynamic button. That will change your drive modes. So as we continue to click on this, we'll see our default, which is comfort. So it's a Mercedes-Benz, it'll stay nice and smooth. Eco is great for road trips. It forces you into those higher gears, so that way you get better fuel economy. Sport, so if you feel like you're going to go to the racetrack or if you just want to pass somebody on the highway. And individual, you can click that little settings cog there and you can set up your own driver profile. Over here we have a camera button. So I'm going to push that. And we're going to see Park Assist is the first thing that comes up. Now depending on how your car is set up, you may have either 360 cameras or the just standard old backup camera. So we can see our backup camera here. We can see a wide angle view and a narrow view. And then this is your parking sensors. The little P with the cone is just the beeping when you back up the car. Now Park Assist can park the car for you. I have another video on that and you can check that out. You have your sunroof or sunshade, so you can simply pull it straight backwards and that will open up the glass. If I want it to stop, I can push it the opposite direction and it stops exactly where I want it to. Same thing in reverse, push it forward to close it, it's auto. And one more time would close that shade to keep the sun out. SOS, this is an emergency function. So if I push that door, we have the actual button housed inside there so we don't accidentally push it. That will call Mercedes Emergency Services in the event of a collision or any other type of emergency that you may need help. The Me button will take you to our CAC, our Customer Assistance Center. They can help you with things like roadside assistance, scheduling service appointments, or maybe handling the Mercedes Me app if you have any questions about that. You can also call our dealership here and we can assist you too. Along the top you'll have driver and passenger reading lights, your front seat lights, your back seat lights, and the little off button. The off button is that way when you crack your door open to get out at nighttime, all of these lights turn on. That way you can see before you get out.